Welcome everybody to the equation word problems homework. Okay, number one, Jack had Y trading cards. After he gave 35 away, he had 158 cards left. How many cards did he start with? So take it piece by piece. It says he had Y trading cards. So he had Y. Then he gave away, that means subtract 35. And then he had 158 left. So that means after that it was equal to 158. Okay, this one should be straightforward. Equal sign, we draw a line. This is only one step we have to do since it says minus 35. We do the inverse of subtracting, which is to add 35 to both sides. So we bring down our y. 35 minus itself is 0. Just cancel that. Bring down our equal sign. And 158 plus 35 is going to give us 193. So he started with 193 cards. Choice D. Okay, number two. Plumber charges $65 per hour for labor and a flat rate of $50 for a service call. How many hours would a plumber have worked if they made $310? Okay, take it piece by piece again. I'm going to repeat the same thing quite a few times just to get us in the habit of what to look for and get us more comfortable with solving an equation. So first thing, plumber charges $65, okay, per hour. Doesn't tell us how many hours, so since we don't know, we represent that with the variable. Since it says hours, I'm just going to use the letter H. Feel free to use any letter you want, by the way. So $65 per hour, and so remember, you know, and means plus a flat rate of $50, so 50 for a service call. And it says in all the plumber made $310, so that is our total. So equals 310. Okay, so equal sign, draw the line. We want to get h by itself, but we're noticing that the term next to it says plus 50. So the inverse of adding 50, or the opposite, is to subtract 50. And make sure you do it to both sides. Okay, 65h, you can just bring that down since we haven't touched it yet. 50 minus itself is 0, just cancel that. Bring down our equal sign. 310 minus 50 is going to give us 260. And last step, right now we're looking at multiplication. Since it says 65h, or 65 times h, and the inverse of multiplying is to divide. To get 65 to go away, we divide by 65. Let's do it to both sides. 65 divided by itself is 1. Just cancel that. Bring down h and equals. And 260 divided by 65 is going to give us 4. So h equals 4. He has to work 4 hours. So that is choice D again. Okay, number 3. All right, I guess I'll put 3 here. Quick Ride Taxi charges a flat fee of $6 and $1.50 for each mile. How many miles is a trip that costs $27? Okay, take it piece by piece again. First thing, taxi charges a flat fee of $6, so we put 6. And, okay, that means plus, $1.50 per mile. It says for each mile. We don't know the amount of miles. That's okay. Since we don't know, let's use a variable. I'm just going to put m for miles. And it says the trip costs $27. So that's the total. So equals 27. All right. Equal sign. Let's draw our line. Now we want to get m by itself, isolated. However, we should see that it has another term in front of it, which is positive 6. So let's get rid of that constant. The opposite of positive 6 is a negative 6. So let's do that to both sides. Subtract 6. 6 minus itself is 0, so just cancel that. Let's bring down our $1.50 M that we haven't used, and our equal sign. And 27 minus 6 is going to give us 21. Last step, we know we're looking at multiplication since it says 1.50 M or 1.50 times M. So we do the inverse of multiplying. Opposite is to divide. So divide by $1.50 on both sides. 150 divided by itself is 1. Let's cancel that. Bring down M and equals. And 21 divided by 150 should be 14, which is choice A. Let's just double check. 21 divided by 150 is 14, right? The ride was 14 miles. All right, time for number 4. Almost done. We have 2 more to go. All right. To convert a temperature in degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit, you can use the formula. So let's write down what it says. Formula says F, or Fahrenheit, equals 9 over 5C plus 32. So now it says if the temperature, outside temperature is 95 degrees, what is the temperature in degrees Celsius? This one is a little bit different. What we have to do at this point is to remember your vocabulary word. Starts with an S when we have a clue. And I hope you understand what that is. That is substitute. So let's substitute. Substitute means to replace. The reason why we have to substitute for this problem is because it gave us the value for the Fahrenheit. It says if the outside temperature is 95 degrees. So let's draw a line, equal sign, draw the line. We're going to replace the letter F, or Fahrenheit, with the number 95, since it says that the outside temperature now is 95 degrees. So we substitute first here, and then we just bring everything else down. Okay, now we're ready to start solving. So again, it's a fraction. Don't get worried about fractions. We've been doing it for quite some time. We want to get C by itself, the variable, but there is another term next to it, which is positive 32. So to make that one go away, we do the inverse, which is to subtract 32, and we have to do the same thing to both sides. So left side, 95 minus 32 is going to give us 63. Bring down equal sign and our 9 over 5c. And 32 minus itself is 0. Let's just cancel that. Okay, so now it says 63 equals 9 over 5c. We know that we're looking at a fraction, 9 over 5, or 9 divided by 5. So to get rid of a fraction, which is division, we do its inverse, opposite operation, which is to multiply. And remember, to get rid of a fraction, we multiply, yes, but by the reciprocal. So instead of 9 over 5, it's going to be 5 over 9. Whatever you do to one side, do the same exact thing to the other. So I'll also write times 5 over 9. And a 63 is a whole number. Let's also make that a fraction by just putting it over 1, because 63 divided by 1 is still 63. We're not changing the value. All right, so it's set up. Now we can begin to solve. Just go down a little bit, get some more space for us. And remember, there are different ways to solve. If you're a little bit more advanced and you're comfortable with cross-canceling, to simplify this fraction, you can do that. Divide 9 and 63 by its greatest common factor, which is 9. But if GCF isn't really your thing and uh, cross canceling is a little confusing for you, that's okay. You don't have to do that. So I will undo that for you. And you can just multiply the numerators. 63 times 5, which is 315. So I'm going to get 315 over. Then you multiply denominators. 9 times 1 is 9. So 9. Okay, just bring everything else down. I'll just extend the line down a little bit more. Bring down our equal sign. Bring down our 9 over 5. But we can't bring it down yet because look, we have its reciprocal. Remember, we multiplied 9 over 5 times 5 over 9 because it's going to eliminate the fraction for us. How? Well, you cross cancel. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so that goes away. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so that goes away. And now you have your variable c by itself. And now we just simplify this fraction. So 315 divided by 9 should give us 34. Let's just double check. 35, sorry. So 35 degrees, because it says what is the temperature in Celsius. Temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. So there we go. And last question for this assignment is number 5. It says Verizon charges $85 per month for unlimited talk and text messages. They also charge $7 per extra gigabyte GB of data used. If Vanessa's bill at the end of the billing period is $129.10, how many extra gigabytes of data did she use? So again, take it piece by piece. Verizon charges $85 per month, so 85. They also charge, so that's extra, plus $7 per gigabyte. But it doesn't tell us how many gigabytes she used this month. That's our job to figure it out. Let's just put a variable. You could use any letter. I'll just put G for gigabytes. And the total at the end of this month was $129.10. All right, so now the problem is set up. Now it's time to solve. Equal sign. Let's draw our line. And we want to get G alone by itself, but we do see that there's a positive 85. So let's get rid of that constant. So the opposite of positive is a negative. Subtract 85 to both sides. Remember to line up the dollars since it's dollars with dollars. Do not do this, you'll get it wrong, but do not put it here because this has 10 cents. This is $85. So don't put the, you have to put the dollars underneath where the dollars are, which is 129. You don't need to put the decimal and 2 zeros to match up with the cents. That's okay. You can if you want, but you don't have to. But just line up the dollars with dollars. Okay, here we go. 85 minus itself is 0. So let's just go back to our green. 0 cancels itself out. Bring down the 7G that we haven't used yet. Bring down our equal sign. And $129.10 minus $85 should be $44.10. Let's just double check. Again, there's nothing wrong in double checking. We want to make sure we're doing everything properly. If we make one little mistake, our answer is going to be off by a little as well. So we want to always make sure that we're double checking. And again, feel free to use your calculator. So now last step, this says 7G or 7 times G. So the inverse of multiplying is to divide. Let's divide by the coefficient, which is the number 7. Do that to both sides. 7 divided by itself is 1. Just cancel. Bring down our letter G and our equal sign. And 4410 divided by 7 is 6.3. So this month she used 6.3 gigabytes. And that's it for this assignment. So thank you for watching. Make sure you reach out if you have questions. Feel free to rewatch, to pause, rewind, and make sure you practice. Catch you on the next one.